Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Matson, and welcome to Lucha Underground Season 3. We're back, and you know, this episode of Lucha Underground just felt like we were continuing on. We didn't stop and try and start anything really new. Like anything we started that was new, like it doesn't really feel like anything was started new. Like it just felt like Season 2 never ended. We took it felt like a mid-season finale break, honestly. This break felt like nothing more than a mid-season finale break. Now, where do we start? From Dario getting bailed out, Evilisa Katrina, Ray and Pentagon, Taya and Sexy Star, yeah, and Sexy Star, Mundo, Dario, the story of what happened to Angelico. I don't know where we start, but hey, you know where we can start? Right at the start. Okay, so we're gonna get right into this Switch Underground review. I don't have any tweets for the night because I had to, go celebrate a friend's birthday party with him, and honestly, yeah. So I don't really know what else to say from there, but couldn't really watch Lucha Underground from the start. This is my closest friends, so yeah. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna move into the start of this review. So, can I just say, after 2 days of also reviewing mediocre trash, to come back to this every week, is just something special. Honestly, like Raw was SmackDown was Lucha Underground was like this is that's just the best way to put it, man. I mean, okay. So if we last remember where Ultima Lucha Dos let off, we go back to the prison, and Dario was let out, and they said, Cueto, you must have high people in high places. They give him back all the stuff. We slowly get shot at everything from the watch to the wad of money to the key. We get to look at everything. So after that, uh, uh, Dario gets in the limo with Delgado, and who we still don't know yet, but we have heard tell Dario if anything like that ever happens again, that's a death wish for you. It's on your head. So Dario and I guess Matanza are working for the Lord. So I guess Dario at this point has given in. So we'll see where we go from here. We'll see what happens. Um, but you know what? They said the temple is open for business, and we're gonna go back to the temple, and we're gonna do everything we need to do. So yeah. So we start back from the temple, and it's basically a wheel of doom. Dario Cueto's wheel of doom, basically. That Dario starts telling us about. Like he says, you know, Rey Mysterio Jr. will be in a match tonight here with not Matanza. Because he starts looking at Matanza and he's like, yeah, no, not Matanza. He says Ray will be in a match against Pentagon Dark. And that's how that's going to work out. So, um, Ray and Pentagon Dark, and then you want Matanza to fight for the title. Matanza will put the title on the line. It is Matanza versus whoever Dario spins the wheel and comes out against, and that is Son of Havoc. Now, this man, Son of Havoc, I honestly did not expect to last and or to put on as good as a match as he did with Matanza. And that's not saying Matanza's not good by any means, because phenomenal. I mean, this man, with under the mask of Jeff Cobb, is getting called the PWG events now left and right. This man is making a living. I didn't expect him to put Matanzo on the ropes as much as he did. One mistake in the air costed him, and he got caught with the wrath of the gods. And that was pretty much that. Matanzo lost him. Not Matanzo lost. Matanzo won the match. Pretty good match. I'm not gonna say it caught me because there was really nothing that really ever convinced me. Maybe I think if I remember this correctly, Heath the Shooting Star pressed up the top rope, and that was the closest thing because that's his finisher. And I'm just thinking, okay, he's got if he does, I'm just in awe. I'm just mind blown at this point. So yeah. So where are we here? Okay. After he loses his match, okay, this is where we are. We go to Dario's office, and it is the Worldwide Underground in Dario's office. And Mundo basically tells Dario, I've had enough of everything. I want a championship match. He says, okay. No. No. It's not happening. He's like, last time I checked, you lost at Ultimate Lucha Dos. And Johnny said that was only because of Angelico. Yeah, that was only because of Angelico, but take care of Angelico first. They knew that Dario would say that. Actually, I don't even think they cared if Dario would have said that because they jumped him after that happened and slammed his leg in a car and basically destroyed his leg. So Angelico walking is no more for him. And Angelico's taken care of. So you know what? My one wish is fulfilled. Angelico and Johnny Mundo is not a thing that'll happen. Angelico is basically donezo. So Dario, that's a great story. No, you're not getting a match. That was awesome. And Johnny's not getting a match. So he's like, you know what? He's like, oh, what? I took care of Angelico. He's like, yeah. How about this? Yeah, how about I go after Sexy Star and give to the gods? No, that's not happening. Okay. How about Taya? This is what Dario says. How about Taya faces Johnny? Not Johnny. How about Taya faces Sexy Star for the championship? And then Johnny says, fine. Now, honestly, Taya being the way she is toward Johnny, I don't particularly know. I don't particularly know if he'll give the guys championship, or if she'll give the guys championship. But she's been submissive to him to this point and done whatever he's needed and done whatever he's wanted to this point where she could get a world championship shot. I don't know if she'll give that up. Okay, but speaking of that match is next. So this is where we get to Taya and Sexy Star. Pretty good match. I enjoyed it for what it was. They didn't really try and go balls to the walls here, but it was still pretty fun. I have a vested interest in both women, so I'm down. Um, Johnny Mundo comes out to distract. It keeps Taya strong. Taya doesn't want to take the L though. She's eating this L tonight. And after that, Johnny doesn't blame Taya like I thought he would. Thank goodness. And they all, Worldwide Underground, begin to attack. They begin to attack Sexy Star until the three nuisances of my life come out. Why? Okay. So it's Drago, Aerostar, Phoenix. They come to save the day. And they're the White Knights. They basically save Sexy Star. So after this, we get Ivelisse in the ring. And Ivelisse says she's realized two things. One, that she wants her Ultima Lucha Tres match to be a win. And two, she wants it to be against Katrina so she can put her head into the ground. Okay. Now, with this being said, she wants Katrina, and at this point, I'm just thinking for Ultimate Lucha Tres, and at this point, I'm just thinking Dario comes out of his office. You don't run the shot, like you don't run things. And here, just take another match against Mil Muertes and shut up. Like I just thought he'd say something like that, like no. But I guess Katrina runs her own stuff, and she said, fine. Like she teleported back in, and just like fine. Like you signed your death wish, or in your case, or in this case, your death lick. But fine. If you like getting called over by Katrina and licked, okay, cool, have fun. All right. So next, we get Marty the Moth Martinez in Dario Cuello's office, and honestly, at this point, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting because I know that at some point they're gonna do it. I'm waiting for something to pop off of Marty, and next week he's in like a. It's basically like a. It's basically like an all warfare match or something like that. I can't remember the title off the tip of my tongue that Dario called this match, but it led to I'm leaving out some pretty key information here when he said, did you enjoy speaking to my relatives inside? And he's like, yeah, I did. But you know what, Marty? This doesn't get out to anybody. You know? He's like, all right. And he's like, you're not done with Killshot, though. And this is where it comes back to the match. You're not done with Killshot. And he's like, oh. He's like, yeah, I am. He's like, no, you're not. You have a match with him. You have a match with him next week. And he's like, oh, I do. Well, yeah, you kind of do. And Marty's like, fine. So Dario basically tells him, put on your war paint. It's going to be a war. And we end that there. So up next, we get our main event: Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Pentagon Dark. Pentagon Dark goes on to lose this match. Once again, pretty good match here. It didn't really seem like this didn't feel like your regular. This didn't feel like your regular Lucha Underground main event. Okay, these main events are pretty good usually, and I'm not knocking this at all. This was still really good. Just didn't feel like they really wanted to give us everything tonight. And I mean, we've seen this before. Episode 1 of season 2 was killer, but as we've seen, there was still plenty more to come. So the end of this match goes with Pentagon getting distracted with Vampiro again, talking crap to Vampiro after he already laid out Rey Mysterio. Excuse me. And then Rey hits him with a sunset flip-esque DDT, somehow, like something like that. It might have been a sunset flip powerbomb, and he gets the win that way. And after that, Rey threatens to break his arm. El Dragon Azteca Jr. comes out and saves Rey. And I guess this is going to be the pairing of Rey and El Dragon Azteca together again. I don't know whose fight this is going to be because Azteca's arm is broken, and Rey was on the verge of getting his arm broken. But Azteca, Rey's going to want to avenge himself, and so is Azteca. But Azteca's arm is broken, and I don't know. I guess Azteca will just have this be his fight. But what I do love, unlike most promotions, he wasn't concerned about fighting Pentagon first. He was concerned about getting Pentagon out of the way before he checked on Rey. Like that's one of the little things that you don't see anymore. Like when your arm is broken in most professional wrestling, it's I want your head. You're gonna die. In El Dragon Azteca's case, it was I just want to check on Rey, which is honestly pretty cool to me. So that's how that ends, and we're not done yet because Vampiro during this match, after that was said to him, left the commentary position. And when we get backstage for the final cinematic of the night, Vampiro is back with Prince Puma, and he tells Prince Puma probably the most interesting thing I've heard in a while. Like, and it's not to say Lucha Underground doesn't really have many interesting things come out of it because these ending cinematics are pretty good, and this is probably some of the best work that Vampiro's done. So he basically said, you know what? He's like, you need to honestly he's like to get right and to be Prince Puma again because these little flashbacks are going through his head of losing to Ray. He knows there's nothing to be ashamed of in losing to Ray, but he thought he was the new king, and he doesn't know what to do. So he's trying to take this step in character progression of being the man again. And Vampiro is trying to tell him, you can be the man. You just have to beat Mil Muertes. He's like, I'm not here for any personal gain because Mil took your master. Mil took Prince Puma away from being Prince Puma. You haven't been you since you lost to Mil. He's like, you have to beat Mil. He's like, I'm surprised you're not saying you want me to beat Pentagon. Well, you beat Pentagon. Like, he's like, you don't have to be Pentagon. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help you. But that's up to you. And it just leaves us with that. And we're left to wait until next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line, whenever we figure out wherever this is going to go between these two. And they gave me a reason to come back and watch next week. This is what Lucha Underground is great with. If they haven't given you a reason to come back and watch already, then the ending cinematic will sink you in. Because they know, okay, is this episode strong enough? They know, is this episode strong enough? And if it's not, then they're like, okay, just in case, let's bring them a reason to come right back next week. Because most of the people who've been in with Lucha Underground and the Lucha Clique since day one know that Prince Puma he is the man of that place, him and Pentagon, and they will soak you in to come back and watch anytime. So, yeah. But that was the first week of Lucha Underground, and we're back, people, and I will be back for all 40. That's right, 40 weeks, 40 episodes in this season, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern on the El Rey Network, and that's about it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of Lucha Underground. Remember, if you did, leave a like on this video. If you already haven't, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, for more of that Lucha Underground goodness on my channel, beer. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. See ya.